Alright, looks like everything on the stream is live and working just fine here. So, welcome back to this challenge stream, onto episode, or part 9 I think now. So this is going to be a pretty chilled out episode. I'm just going to be doing some backtracking, picking up equipment, or equipment farming. Have a few things to do before progressing the storyline. I've gotten up to the crawler boss fight, but once you do that fight, you then can't backtrack past that. So, I'm not ready to take crawler on just yet. So I've got a list here of the stuff I need. One thing is, the thing that's kind of most annoying, I guess, is having to backtrack to pick up all the like Auron and Jecht spheres. I actually only need 3 of them, I believe, for the Banishing Blade overdrive for Auron, which is the big thing I need. His last overdrive tornado is just not that great at base stats. It basically just does damage, whereas the full break effect of Banishing Blade is what makes it so good. Having said that, I will backtrack to Besaid and pick up all the Auron Jecht spheres just because I need to do some bits and pieces of stealing and some bits of equipment farming from some of the earlier areas, so I figure I might as well. Just looking here at equipment setup for the south part of the Thunder Plains. I think everything's looking fine. Might just switch Lulu to Slayer Overdrive. Yep. So there's another Auron sphere to pick up in at the south of Thunder Plains. I think it's just by one of the lightning towers. Shouldn't really miss it. There's a couple of things I would like to steal from, not so much these enemies actually. I want a few status inflicting items like Poison Fang, Silver Hourglass, that kind of stuff. And I want that for mixes later on, basically. The enemies in this area are just a little too strong to make the stealing easy though, so I think I'll just go ahead and do the stealing from easier areas. Yeah, like, I don't need more Electro Marbles, which is what I get from all the enemies that do Thunder. Could have tried to fit in a steal on the Dragon for Silver Hourglass, but it's only a rare steal, and yeah, just not really worth it, to be honest. Here we go. Okay, you know what? There was one other thing I wanted to do with lightning using enemies, which is to have Auron learn Loner with SOS Null Shock. So I think we'll go ahead and do that in this fight. It's not going to take very long. Just try and take out 2 of these and leave the third. So Lulu. I'm not completely sure that I need Loner on Auron. So the thing with Auron later on is that he's kind of important for being able to deal with random encounters that are one big enemy. Thanks to Shooting Star being able to eject, or yeah, basically just end the fight immediately. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I guess I just have Lulu and Waka KO themselves. Oh no, no, I don't actually want to have. I want Waka to be able to come in at the end of the fight and actually KO the silly lava, so let's not have him KO himself. Yeah, I'll just bring in Riku, steal a few times. Yeah, so to learn Learner you actually need the character on their own, unsurprisingly. So now I've got that, just need to be... Yeah, so I have, let me just check Auron's equipment here. I have Yellow Bracer currently. Okay, so one more Thundara is going to get me down to SOS HP. So once that happens, I'll switch to Null Shock. And then I can't die, so I just need to spam defend or change weapon. Don't think it takes too long for Auron to learn this. I'll just speed it up to 2x speed. But yeah, like I was saying, I kind of want Loner so that I have a way to potentially recharge Auron's overdrive when I'm using Shooting Star against enemies like the Zoo, the Big Bird in the desert, and also Sandworm. Also was considering learning Sufferer. The advantage of Sufferer is it charges the same amount as Loner, but you can use it obviously when there are still other characters left. You do have to set up with some negative status on your own character, but that's doable. I don't really have a great way to actually learn that especially on Auron. I can't inflict Zombie at the moment. Zombie is nice for Sufferer because you don't actually, like, it's a status that lasts indefinitely, but you don't actually take damage, like from poison, for example. So I'm gonna hold off on learning Sufferer unless I come up with some easy way of doing it. Let's see, I also would like Learner on Riku. I think I want to just learn that in one of the very first parts of the game where the Fiends don't do much damage, since Riku doesn't have any elemental immunity. It's really Auron, Kimahri, and Riku whose overdrives are important in this challenge. I did consider allowing Blitzball, mainly to be able to access Wakka's overdrives, but to be perfectly honest, I really don't like playing Blitzball. And while status reels, there we go. Let's learn it. So status reels is powerful, but I can get the effect in other ways. So I decided to just go no Blitzball and really accept the fact it just nerfs Wakka a lot. Just switch equipment back real quick. Looks fine. Oops, forgot to change the speed back. I should do a check of which SOS Null armor I have for Kimahri. I know I got, I think, 2 of them. I think I got Null Blaze and Null Tide from workers in Luca for Kimahri. So as I'm backtracking, if I end up in an encounter which just does fire damage, for example, I'll do the same trick I just did and have Kimahri learn Learner.
Are you alright? Now there's a scene for posterity.
I actually think Kimahri is going to carry the party pretty hard in later areas for the random encounters, just because I'm not really able to use mixes. Oh, Vanishing Blade already, sweet, okay. Didn't realise I was going to get that quite so fast. But yeah, I think because I'm not putting any restriction on Kimahri's overdrive, I can use Stone Breath as much as I want, I can use like Doom as much as I want. That's going to be really useful later as well. So it's going to be fun to have a challenge where Kimahri is actually one of the most important characters, I think. Let's see, how am I doing this? Question is whether I go after the lizard or the eyeball. So Whacker doesn't have Confuse Ward. I think I want to... I can't remember how much HP this thing has. I think it might be... Oh, I don't have a sense of character actually. I think it's 230 on the eyeball, whereas the lizard is 265. So, just trying to think about what happens if I don't land Petrification. I think Confusion is actually... I think Confusion is the biggest problem. Having a character petrified is less bad. Yeah, that's fine. You've just got to be so careful with the silly eyeballs, because getting Whacker petrified, getting Whacker confused when he has the TKO can lead to spectacularly bad situations very quickly. Don't know if I actually can steal a petrified grenade from this guy. I think it's a rare steal. I'll just go for it anyway. It's a soft. Alright, no worries. Didn't really need... yeah, we're not really in any danger here, so it's kind of just free to stick a steal in there. I think they do have Petrified Grenade as well, just as a rare steal. Okay, so I think I want to avoid having Lulu get KO'd here, because that will make finishing off the elements a little annoying. So bring in Yuna to cure her. Take out this guy. Whacker's learned warrior, alright. Do the same thing again. Might as well bring in Titus, since he's just immune to lightning completely. I don't think there's a preferred targeting for the elements. I think they just target randomly, whereas some of the other enemies, like the flying enemies, preferentially target Whacker, for instance. It's good to be aware of that sort of thing.
I foresee no difficulty.
I guess we'll just smack this. I would be amazed if I'm going to have to end up killing this with HP damage as opposed to Death Touch, but you never know. Definitely missed a lot of these coin flips. And another one. At this point, I might as well just finish it and get a charge of Slayer with Kamari. I think I actually should have been attacking rather than using Lancet, just because I have the Water Strike equipped. This isn't going to kill it though. Neither's this. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Thought so.
Remember to switch back to Sonic Steel. Really important to do that. Yeah, 60% overdrive charge on Kamari again. And do some healing. Okay, Auron is not getting a turn ahead of the dragon. So I think that means Sleep Strike's the best bet. Because Yuna does get 2 turns before the dragon. Landed first time, that's good. I think the dragon has like 20% resistance to sleep. So Sleep Strike infliction rate's 100%, meaning it works 80% of the time, so it's still pretty consistent. Don't want to wake the dragon up right now, obviously. I think I'll just go for a steal, try and get the silver hourglass. Got the high post instead, no worries. Now I can safely finish this off. Bring in Kamari to get last hits for his overdrive again. Actually, you can do the same thing on this imp here. I think water plus 2 lancets. Maybe 3 lancets will take it out. I think that's a good roll as well. Yeah, I think I still need 2 lancets though. It's got 148 HP, I think. Oh, 3 lancets. Alright. Sorry for this little background noise on the stream. Sounds like people are just sorting out trash, collecting the trash or something outside my apartment. I've got the window closed, but I can still hear it a little bit. They usually get done by now. It's past 10 in the morning. They usually come like 8 or 9, but I guess they're just late for some reason. Yep, still want Kamari on Slayer. Yeah. Oh, game. I hate those troll lightning bolts that hit right after you come out of an encounter. It's really... yeah, I don't really want to contemplate doing the lightning dodging for the, you know, for getting Lulu's ultimate weapon. That's sufficiently far in the future, I'm not thinking about it at all, but having, you know, having the no escape, no encounters restriction would make that a real pain. I guess I'd have to find one of those areas where you more or less get hit by, like, the Tidus doesn't really move anywhere when he dodges the lightning. So essentially it doesn't, you can just stay in one spot and not trigger more encounters.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's probably the only way to do it that wouldn't drive me crazy. Don't think Lulu's Celestial Weapon's really a big deal, though. In terms of boosting magic damage, I could already buy the booster Cactur on, or whatever it's, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the weapon from once on Gagazet. Let's try and kill the eyeball. Good. I guess a fully powered... I mean, the fully powered Oni Knight has triple overdrive too, which is kind of whatever. Not really going to be using Fury much in the late game at all. Don't need any other character to do something here, so let's just bring in Tidus.
Miss me?
The Oni Knight also has 1 MP cast. I don't know if that's ever going to matter. I guess against something like Seymour Omnis, because of his elemental weakness, if I mental break him to cut his magic defense to 0, then Lulu with fully charged Onion Knight probably does reasonable damage, but yeah, like I say, this is getting a little ahead of things. Okay, I didn't switch weapon with Tidus, no. Gonna just overwrite this save file I had before, which is kind of the backtracking save. think save 28 is a backtracking save too, but I've got 200 slave slots, so I don't really need to be worried about using too many of them.
This'll be easy.
I think look at my to-do list here. Don't really need any equipment drops from the Moonflow. This, if I got an armor with multiple status resistances from what's it called, Anoku, that would be fine. But just attack here. It's the basilisks and then. Yeah, the basilisks with Stone Ward and Stone Touch that I really want. May as well have attacked there, just hit triangle by mistake. Oh man, Waka not having a great time against the Cyball. Doesn't want to be hit by anything. I'm not doing this the best way. I mean, fights where you can't lose, like, wasn't particularly paying attention. It would have been better to bring in Titus there instead of Auron. Doesn't matter. Okay, it should be out of the Thunder Plains now. This is one more encounter. No. Don't need to do anything in Guado Salam. Just head right out the front, back to the Moonflow. Oh, right, I forgot. There is something I want here, which is a stamina tablet from the treasure chests. Just switch my equipment up real quick. So what am I fighting here? There's no lizard, there's a wolf that can do sleep. There's Oku that does poison. There's other bugs that do poison too, I guess. And there are fire enemies. I guess we go back to Noble's Shield. Really not expecting any of the encounters here to be a problem. Yeah, I think that actually is a good equipment combination for Auron. Go for the bonus HP on Riku. Looks fine. Don't need soft here, don't need confuse ward here. Feel like there are other ice flans here. I don't know. I don't think they're really dangerous. I'll just stay on danger on guard. Kamari can switch to Hand of Spear. Don't need confuse ward, so this can just be. I guess I'll just switch it to Stoneproof for the basilisks. Keep Riku, Titus in the front line, that seems fine. I think it's... I want to say it's 10% chance for the stamina tablet from the treasure chest in the encounter here. So it can take a little while to get one, but I do only need one. I checked the list of mixed combinations, and the only place I really need stamina tablet is for the, I believe it's called Mega Vitality mix. Okay, do I need to steal anything from these guys? Yeah, I guess I will try a steal on the wolf. I think it has at least a chance of giving a sleeping powder. But I won't do that right now. I'll bring in Lulu, try and just take down the Oku. Nice. Don't think this wolf does too much damage, to be honest. It's a high potion. Okay. I think the snow wolves in the frozen Macalania area definitely give sleeping powder as like the normal drop as well as the rare drop, so can always grab some later from there. Can't remember what this guy is weak to. I think it's fire. Yeah, fire and lightning. Okay, well, Lancet plus Wiper attack's guaranteed to kill it then. Yeah, it's only on this side of the Moonflow that you actually get the treasure chests. So this is a good fight to steal. These enemies aren't strong. Take one out right away. Can actually go for a Poison Fang steal as well as the treasure chest here. Make a potion. Auron can just hang out. Antidote, alright. I do need a few antidotes, but since I can buy them in shops, and I already have a few, I didn't write down how many. They are kinda, they do, like, you can use the super low level items, potions, antidotes for quite a few mixes in the end. Let's actually do a check of items real quick. So I only have one potion, but can buy more. 8 antidotes, yeah, that's more than enough. I don't need the selfs or the eye drops, but they don't sell for anything, so that's doesn't really matter. Excuse me. So I have one Poison Fang. Yeah, so I want more status inflicting items, another 5 or so, I think, to have all the combinations covered. I've got enough curtains for the Mighty Wall type series of mixes. Yeah, I've bought the maps already, so most likely just going to end up going back and forth for a bit trying to get the stamina tablet. With that in mind, I should actually just walk around near the Guadasalam end for the safe sphere. There's no real need to walk down here. Another treasure chest. Auron gets a turn before the mole, that's good. Guess we just bring in Lulu. So we're going to leave the... We're going to kill the mole, leave the bug alive, so I think Riku can just go ahead and start stealing. Dragon Scale, okay. I think I've got a couple of those now, somewhat useful for elemental mixes. Kamari, finish off the mole. Go for Poison Fang. No.
Allow me.
Not sure you can get encounters right up here. I think it's one of those funny areas, like in the Macalania Woods, where there's not an actual transition point you can see for where you start getting encounters. Getting treasure chest again is good. Another dragon scale, alright. gonna stick the speed up to ×2. Don't think these battles are super interesting. Quite a few stipulations for this challenge. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't played this game for a while, but the last few times I played through it, I ended up with a bunch of restrictions, had a lot of fun doing that, so I thought I'd see how this goes. I think it's good to have them written on the screen. I was like, when I first started streaming, I just had them. Actually, don't want to kill this just yet. Yeah, I just had them like as an acronym in the Steam title. Oh, that's a stamina tablet. Nice. But I think it was just too kind of confusing. So. Has it been difficult? Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer that. I'd say it's not been too difficult because I've played pretty similar challenges before. I think if I was coming into this without having played like a no sphere grid game, no sphere grid, no summons, no items game, I would have maybe struggled. I feel like I've had, I think I've had one game over from a random encounter, and otherwise, the only game overs I had were against the Obliterator boss fight, of all things, because I was trying to beat it without using the crane, and didn't have any way to heal, and so lost a couple of times before I won. Sinceborn Gui was pretty interesting. It was a long fight, lasted about an hour, but got a little lucky and didn't need to reset on that one. There's definitely going to be really tough fights coming up though. The fights against Evray and also the undead, the zombie version of Evray are both going to be pretty difficult. It comes down a bit to like when I want to use mixes. I need to plan out a little, like which mixes I really need to save for the later fights, for example. Serum Amulet, alright. I actually think I'm done with this area for now. I believe I have 2 stamina tablets even. Let's just check that. Yeah, 2. Okay, that's great. Well, that's all I need. So, just heading back across the Moonflow. Spider's Kiss, huh? I'm not sure I've even... Oh, I guess it's just Poison Touch for Auron. Okay. Didn't recognize the name. Guess I haven't had that drop often. Suppose it might be nice to have at some point. Right now, I think the biggest thing that makes the random encounters doable is having Stone Touch on Waka and Death Touch on Lulu, so I just one-shot the big stuff like the OQ that has a lot of HP. Definitely helps a lot. Actually, one of the things I want to grab before pressing on with the story is another Stone Touch weapon from the Basilisks. I'm backtracking to get the Auron and Jecht spheres anyway, so figure I might as well go for that. Now let's just see here. Yeah, Auron gets a turn before them all, so I can take out this. Another Mega Potion. I think that sells for a little bit, it's not super useful though. It's funny when I get equipment drops from these random fights that I don't really need. It's kind of... I know that the game's gonna troll me when it comes to trying to get the equipment I actually want, like from the basilisks. That's... I wish I could just tell it, you know, save those drops, like I don't need another ice brand, I don't need whatever else. Doesn't work that way, of course. I don't think there's anything changed on this side of the river since I was here. Oh, there's another Jecht or Auron sphere. Is it maybe... can't remember where it is actually. It's the one about Jecht getting drunk and attacking the Shoepuff. I think it might be on the other side of the river. Yeah, I don't see it here.
Right.
Yes.
All aboard.
I guess it's never really explained in the game, but it's kind of weird to me how there's a bunch of fiends, of like monsters that are made of fireflies, right? Like all the fiends you fight are supposed to be made of fireflies. They're from, you know, people who didn't get sent or whatever. But there's also just animals, like as far as I can tell, just regular animals as well. Like the Shoepuff, like there's a couple of birds in a few places, not the enemies you fight, but just, you know, in the scenery in the background. There's dolphins in one of the underwater areas randomly. So I don't know if they're supposed to be made of fireflies or they're just normal animals.
What are you shooting me for? So you don't do... I can't believe... Lord Braska had to pay... I said I was sorry. It's never gonna happen again. I promise. Ah, a promise. Which you'll forget come tomorrow. Auron, please. He did apologize. He knows he was wrong. That's it. Only thing I drink from now on is Shoepuff milk. We're on a journey to fight sin and save Spira, right? If I keep screwing up...
Looks like my Twitch dashboard's having some trouble with the chat here. If anyone's written a message in the last few minutes in the chat that I've ignored, it's probably because I just didn't see it, so feel free to write it again. Sometimes have that happen. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a problem with my internet, like I'm not dropping frames or having issues on the stream side, but sometimes the chat just gets reset for some reason. Does this lady still sell stuff? Yeah, I guess she does. I already have this. Wow, this is expensive. I feel like she's increased the price of this like 50% since I was here last. It's kind of funny, didn't notice that before. Yeah, I don't need this stuff though. So now we're going to head back to Jose Temple. Encounters on this side of the Moonflow, shouldn't be any problem. Don't get the free treasure chests, but it's alright. Ah, in case you didn't see it. Yes, I did miss that, so thanks for adding it again. Will you need SOS Overdrive for Riku at this stage? Anima, Every, etc. So... my plan for Anima only involves one mix, so I don't need to recharge. I could just have Riku at full overdrive. I'm not sure about Every. So my plan was, I definitely want SOS Overdrive for Kimahri because it's going to make recharging Stone Breath much easier. So my plan was to see like where I got to with trying to get SOS Overdrive for Kimahri. And if I got SOS Overdrive for Riku in the meantime, then great. If I didn't, then I'd have to like think afterwards about whether I need it. But yeah, it's a good question. I'm not totally sure. It's certainly a really nice ability in this kind of challenge if it wasn't for the mix restriction. I guess the question is like, do I you know, are there actually fights where I need to recharge my overdrive on Riku faster ahead of when I can get to the Calm Lands and actually do monster capturing and farm SOS overdrive way more easily? I think I might steal from this. Is this better? Am I better off using stone or death against this? I think it doesn't matter. I think the Okus, I could steal remedies maybe, but I've already got enough of those. I checked my list of mixes and I don't actually need remedies for many, so no need to steal from Oku. Okay, I guess... yeah, I'll just take out the bugs. Can't remember exactly how much damage Oku does, but I don't think he's going to one-shot anyone here. Well, not if Waka does that. Try for a Poison Fang, I guess. Yeah. I suppose this is as free as a steal is going to get. Obviously got a ton of turns before Oku does anything. Yeah, it is a remedy, alright. Right arm guard. Don't think that's going to be useful. I'm pretty sure you can get multiple status protection, like, you know, Stone Ward plus Poison Ward or whatever on one armor from Oku. Can't really think of a place I need that, but might be slightly useful. I don't want to do this. Try and just take out the wolf first. Go for Sleep Strike on the moles, probably safest. Don't think there's any good steals from the mole, but it's just going to be sitting here asleep for a few turns, so we'll try and steal from it. Maybe... I think these enemies you can steal Hypala Potions, but that might be only for the moles later in the game. I think Hypala Potions are also not as good as Musk, which is... yeah, I did get Hypala Potion, alright. I think it's the Musk item that's the rare steal from the Floating Eye enemies that's actually useful for mixing. I want 3 or 4 of those, I think. I think there's one of the top tier, like, Null All. I think it's called Hyper Null All. You can get from mixing 2 Musks together. And it's a really cool mix because you actually get 5 stacks of the Cheer and Focus buffs, which obviously you can't otherwise get in a Nosferatu game. So that's pretty powerful. How do I want to deal with this? I think I just ignore the fungus, since pollen counterattack could be a bit annoying. Take out the flying guys. Check how much HP this imp has. Don't think it's much. 148. Okay, so that's... so if I do Lulu, yeah, I'll cast Water of Lulu, and then even if the petrification doesn't land, the HP damage from Waka's gonna finish it off. Okay, now, I mean, even if I get a pollen counterattack, it's not as if the cactus is going to be able to actually kill people. It's just really slow. Like, even if it put everyone to sleep, it just only gets a few turns before they wake up. I remember being really scared of pollen when I first started playing these no very good games, but the more I've played it, the more I've just realized that it's just not that dangerous. Don't know what this guy's doing here, but see if he gives me an item. Those ruffians will never set foot in Quad Islam. Alright, don't think I've seen that dialogue before. Because I got killed the wolf, I can just go for Lulu Death Touch on the flan. Alright, yeah, this is about as clean a fight as you can get. Don't need to heal at all. I don't think there's anything to this, but I feel like TKO, Wakka's Stone Touch weapon in particular, seems to work a lot of the time against Oku's. Not only in this game, but just other times I've come through this area as well. It's a 50-50, I think. Like, Oku has no resistance to petrification, but I feel like it works. It seems to work way more than that. Not complaining. Okay, so just save here and then slightly reconfigure the party for the Jose Road. I'm going to walk back like along the road now and then back again after backtracking, so I'm not going to bother trying to farm for the Stone Touch weapon I actually want, but if I get it that would be great, of course. Null Blaze is still good. I'm actually not so scared of the Basilisk's petrification. I'll just have Stone Proof on Yuna and won't bother on other characters unless I don't have anything better to stick on them. I guess for Auron I can keep Stone Ward on too. Riku, just HP. Yeah, so Stone Touch for Riku is really what I want. She's a good character to have it on because she has high agility. She doesn't do anything else right now in the random battles because I'm not mixing. I mean, she does some stealing or whatever, but she doesn't really contribute anything offensively. But having Stone Touch on her would be really nice. Danger Arm Guard, looks fine. Great. Alright, so this is just the same kind of encounter we had before. The little bird does nothing in terms. Well, I don't think it does much in the way of damage. I'm just going to ignore it. Might try and steal from it. Wakka's Lone Slayer, alright. Yeah. When you're at this point in the game and the attack's dealing double-digit damage, it's kind of a joke. Oh, got a smoke bomber, though, that's actually nice. Go for another one. No. I think it just gets one-shot by fire as well. Yeah. Alert ring. Is that Sleep Ward, maybe? Sure. Guess it could be useful against wolf enemies, but nothing great. Don't think I actually really need to heal here, but MP is not going to be a limitation, so why not? That's the same encounter. Another smoke bomb, awesome. Gonna just check something here real quick. Unfortunately I don't remember the location of all of the Auron and Jecht spheres. Just want to make sure I haven't missed any. Okay, so Thunder Plains, Moonflow. Yeah, the next one's Mushroom Rock Road. Yeah, that's actually kind of a pain to get to, but I guess I'll do it. Trying to do it later in the game just leads to annoying issues with the Dark Magus sisters, so get out of the way now. I think there might be a toast just around that corner I missed before. Probably just wasting my time going to grab it, but see, maybe I want another Antarctic or Arctic wind. Alarm guard. I think that's just a little magic defense. Not really worth it. Whoops. Yeah, I did already get Joe's chest. Alright. Okay, Basilisk plus a double fungus. I think this is one of the only encounters that could potentially get a little annoying. I think I just go for Death Touch on the Basilisk. If that lands, it's obviously going to be way easier. If that doesn't land, I might try something like Sleep Strike instead. Yeah, can this really go wrong? I guess it could if both fungus things attack the same character. Could get Lulu KO'd. But not really too worried about it, to be honest. Yeah, so I think what I'll do, because that's asleep, I'll go to kill one of the funguses with Attack plus Fire. So if this gets countered with Pollen, that could be slightly bad, but I'd have the fallback of Stone Breath from Kamari. I'm not going to have all my characters get KO'd here. Yeah, it doesn't even counter with Pollen all the time, so it's fine. It's not a problem. Grab a Petrify Grenade, do the same thing as before. So I actually would, like I was saying before, I really would love to get Stone Touch on Riku, but I think for right now I'm not going to bother trying to get her to last hit the Basilisk. I'm just going to go for Death Touch with Lulu. Well, I guess Stone Touch on Lulu wasn't bad, but with the boosted chance of the character getting the last hit, taking the drop, and maybe I could have, if I'd put the time in, I could have actually gotten the Stone Touch for Riku right there. Not to worry. Don't need to change any equipment. No. Okay. I think with the TKO I can just go for that on the lizard. And then finish it with a blizzard. And I'm pretty sure that Lancet plus Auron attack is guaranteed to kill against this. Yeah, so Auron can one-shot it on his own, but Lancet just guarantees it. Do I need to steal from the fungus? I don't think so. It only has... I think it might have Silence Grenade or Ether. If it has Silence Grenade, I'll grab one of those. I don't need more Ethers though. It is a Silence Grenade. Alright, fair enough. So that's like... I think I'm over halfway to the status items I need for mixing. I need something like 5 or 6 in total. And I'll just check here, but I think I've got 4 or 5 now. It doesn't matter really what type, like any of these. So silence grenade, smoke bomb, that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just need one more. Oops. Wow, that does not have much HP. No, Silence Grenade. Okay. I think that's all the stealing I need to do from this one. Yeah. Rip Lulu. Yeah, that was a little silly. I should have just let Auron take another swing. It's not going to matter. Another 1 or 2 encounters on this road, I think. Come on, basilisks. Oh, I might not even get one. Well, it did. Death Touch. Alright. Yeah, I'm right by the save sphere. It's a little tedious, but I'm going to actually set up the... so Rika gets the last hit here. Yeah, I might as well power break. Its physical attack's weak, but why not? Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to land on Auron because he has Stoneward. It'd be interesting if there was some kind of mod of this game. Well, I guess it wouldn't really be worth making a mod to do only this, but tweaking the AI somehow so that it did some sort of check for whether characters were immune to statuses it was the enemy was trying to inflict. How do I want to do this? I don't want to accidentally crit it with another character, so I think that means I'll hit it with Yuna of all people, then lance at it, then lance at it again, then Riku attack will finish it off. Alright, come on, break knuckles. Nah. Alright, no worries. I'll no doubt come across more basilisks on the way back. Okay, so these are back to the Mushroom Rock Fiends, although I don't think I can get dual hull encounters here. I definitely get red elements and lizard and imps and fungus. Don't need to have Stoneward equipped anymore. Sorry about the siren outside. I mentioned this before, but I live by a pretty major road, so just sometimes get fire engines and ambulances making a lot of noise. Null shock, fine. It's fine. Don't need this. Don't need null tide. I mean, this stuff doesn't honestly matter. We're really not going to be losing random encounters here. That's fine. Funnily enough, the earlier area with the dual horns is way more dangerous. Like, the dual horns are so much scarier than any of this stuff. Might actually try and fit in a steel on the red element here. I don't think I have all of the, or I don't think I have enough fire element items for mixing just yet. Let's go ahead and do that. Bomb fragment, okay. Don't think fire kills, or fire definitely wouldn't kill it. I don't think blizzard kills this. 373, good high roll. Yeah, I did. Alright. I do kind of enjoy just having a nice casual stroll back through the game. Now we're at the point where just a few, like, it's amazing the difference a few pieces of equipment makes to just transforming kind of scary encounters into completely harmless ones. So Waka has the danger arm guard here, so that means we can't lose if he's in the front line, because one hit of fire will put him into null blaze. So pollen's not a problem. Won't bother attacking with Waka, just finish this one with Auron. Yeah. Lightning Steel doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Or we only have, or already have one, rather. See if I can remember how to get back to the previous area. I know you have to climb over some crates in the corner where I'm heading, but it's been a little while since I actually did it. I didn't sequence that well. I could have just waited to see if Auron killed it before going for Lancet, but obviously it doesn't matter. That's not going to die. Oh, that might die to an attack. Not quite. Yeah, over these crates. There we go. So I can fit in, yeah, steel plus blizzard plus another Lancet will kill it, so lines up just fine. Don't think that's going to be fireproof, but I'll just check. Ah, just firewood. I think the elements here have a very small chance of dropping fireproof, but the drop rate's so low, and yeah, it's just not worth wasting time farming for stuff like that. Not even sure where I'd want fireproof. Maybe, I guess for the Seymour Nadas fight could be useful. I didn't need to pick that up, never mind. Yeah, so this area has the dual horns. And this is the toughest encounter actually. So yeah, so I always have Stone Breath as a fallback, but I don't really want these guys to get turns. Their Go attack can one-shot. Don't think it one-shots Kimari, but it one-shots most other characters other than him and Auron. Fortunately, I have Sleep Strike and obviously all my other status effects, so that's good. Could go for Dark Attack on the other one. I'm not going to be using Wacker's MP except for, like, exactly this battle. So, yeah, didn't need it in the end. It's fine. Yeah, I'm confident. Am I confident that Auron one-shots this dragon? I think yes, but obviously got a free turn here, so yeah, 255 HP. I think his attack does more than that. 260. Maybe it was close. I can still actually learn Flame Breath from these things, but Kimari's overdrive is already full, and so I'd rather just save it and maybe use it later, like just later in the game from one of the dual horn type enemies, rather than actually learn Flame Breath now, because I don't need Flame Breath for any of the actual encounters. I think I just let this guy wake up and then go for Stone Touch, Death Touch, Sleep Strike in that order. Yeah, so this is obviously the passage that's blocked off by the Crusaders initially. So we're going to head it back to the command center just to grab the Jecht sphere. Actually, I feel like Titus just... Yeah, these enemies are not dangerous at all. I can just switch to Ice Strike and one-shot the lizard. Do the same thing as I did before. It's not as if the dragon getting a turn would be that dangerous, but just make absolutely sure. I don't need Electro Marbles, which is what I could steal from this thing, so just gonna try and get rid of it. Yeah, so Musk is the only thing... Musk and then eventually a couple of Chocobo Feathers back in the Thunder Plains, but Musk is the only thing right here that I'd want, so we'll try and steal some if I find any eyeballs. May as well heal Auron. So this is not the right way, this is where you get something later on. I think Auron's Celestial Weapon maybe. So not going to take that fork. Yeah, Preemptive Strike's really nice here. Don't think these things are very resistant to sleep. Yeah, is one dual horn getting a turn fine? I think it is. I don't need to go for Dark Attack here. I'll just roll the dice on the Petrification. Then I guess the dual horn's getting a turn here if I want to kill the dragon. But I don't need to kill the dragon. But I'd be doing power break. Yeah, so if I power break the dual horn, then the dragon does get a turn. I think I just let the... Yeah, the dual horn getting a turn here is just not going to be that bad. Yeah. Switch in Lulu, do the same sequence as before where I flip the coins on Death Touch and Stone Touch before going for the Sleep Strike. There we go. Don't think there's anything I need to steal from this, but just while it's sitting here. I think they dropped Silence Touch weapons. Seeker's Bracelet too. Is that HP plus 10%? No, it's probably only 5%. Yeah, just 5, alright. Yeah, so not going down that way, gonna go down this next junction, which is where you see a Waka. Game, definitely enjoying throwing this encounter at me right now. There's a safe sphere around the corner, so I don't have a problem with using the rest of Waka's MP.
Allow me.
Yeah, those A-balls are just... I think that's the second distillability equipment just dropped. Which is really totally useless, unfortunately. Like I said, I think those dual horns can drop Silence Touch, but I don't think... Maybe I should think a little harder about that, but I don't think Silence Touch is ever really going to be that important. I'll have to decide if I want to try and reset for Silent Strike on the Seymour fight. I don't think the fight's going to be hard. I have a pretty solid plan, I think, but it's going to be pretty long. So we'll have to see. There's also the cutscene ahead, ahead of it that you can't skip. So see what happens after the first attempt, and then decide. Okay, so this thing's immune to petrification, but not to death, I believe. So just go for Death Touch.
Let's end this.
Failing this, the best... Yeah, I think the best strategy after that's probably Poison. I don't think it's vulnerable to sleep. Oh, I realised I've just been a little careless here. Forgot to switch back to the Sonic Steel. Didn't matter. That's the kind of thing the game, you will get punished for that, or I will get punished for that later in the game. But the enemies here are just not that strong. Might grab another bomb fragment. You can actually do all of the elemental mixes with just the the tier 1 and tier 2 elemental items. You don't need the gem items like fire gem, ice gem. So if I get 4 or 5 of the tier 1 and tier 2 elemental items, I can actually mix all the elemental mixes.
Well then, what next?
I think I've got Lulu's not Victor, okay. I'll just check the bomb fragments. I might already have enough bomb fragments and bomb core, but I don't need to steal more now. Yeah, I've got plenty. I somehow stole 17 electrum marbles, that's crazy. I guess in the Thunder Plains I just had nothing better to do. So in terms of Antarctic, in terms of element items, the only thing I might want is a couple more either dragon scales or fish scales, and maybe, I think I do want one Arctic wind for, I think there's a mix you can't actually do with the tier 1 element, but otherwise that's looking good. Okay, what am I doing here? Back to the command center. Right. Just go back to 2 times speed, I think. Make this a little less tedious. Could steal a smoke bomb from that, but I don't need to. But then no one else is really doing anything useful. I guess I'll throw a power break at it. I'm not going to need Auron's MP too much. Yeah. I'm not sure why the game music isn't playing out of battle. It must be... Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be something funny about backtracking. Doesn't line up the tracks properly. Didn't notice that before. I know that I've got Death Touch, but because I guarantee a kill with Blizzard, Lancet and Auron attack, it's just easier to do it this way. Or more consistent, I should say. Forgot to switch back to Sonic Steel again, silly, but doesn't matter. Don't know why I have Titus still on Loner. Stick him on Slayer. Yeah, everyone else is full. Oh, I know why I had Titus on Loner, because I was learning Blitz Ace against the elements in the Thunder Plains. That's right. Hit 6. Okay, that's not that's out of range for Lancet, but I believe it's going to die to Auron. Yep. Yeah, taking a bunch of extra damage here, which isn't great. I don't really need to heal everyone at the end of every battle with Yuna. I'll do it as long as I have plenty of MP. The thing with this area the first time round is you do actually get the like the free heal from Shalinda. and now that she's not here, you have to go the whole area without healing or without like getting MP back. But no big deal, I think. Probably gonna get 3-4 more encounters max. Yeah, you can see the sphere up there next to the save sphere is the Jecht sphere I'm trying to get. Forgot to switch back to Sonic Steel again. Could cause problems, but don't think it will. Ooh, didn't realise. Yeah, should have remembered that was a damage range. $84, that's a physical attack from Auron. Titus has Null Blaze, so this can't go wrong. Don't need to do anything here. Just finish it with Auron. I just need to get in the habit of switching back to Sonic Steel as like the first thing I do after each fight. Oh, just got one encounter in this whole area, that's funny.
Thanks for everything, Keenock.
I know I don't need to tell you that.
That I will. And you'll be busy too.
I'm gonna go grab some more water, be back in just a minute or two after the cutscene.
You know that promotion was meant for you. You were always the better one, even until the end.
You make it sound as if I was going off to die or something. I will see you again.
Yes.
Well then.
Going already? You will tell me about Zanarkand when you return, won't you?
Farewell.
Alright, I'm back, and just want to check where the next Jecht sphere is. I think it might be in... is it in Luca? Got the Moonflow one, got the Mushroom Rock. Oh no, it's at the end of the Mihen High Road. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is actually take the Chocobo to the Luca end of the high road, and then spend a little time trying to steal those musks from Floating Eyes that I was talking about. The encounters at the end, the Luca end of the Mihen are the easiest, so shouldn't be too much effort. Yeah, I don't really need to heal that. I already got the... Yeah, there's an item off to the side. I think it's Berserk Ward for Kamari, but I got that the first time around too. Titus has no blaze, so this is totally safe. No pollen, nice. Get Sonic Steel back and throw a Cure on Titus. I think it would have been cool if they put one more overdrive for Auron in the game that needed like 6 or 7 of the Jecht or Auron spheres, because as it is right now, you've got like Shooting Star, which you get for free from beating Spheromorph, and then you need just 3 spears to get Banishing Blade, but then you need all 10 of them to get to Tornado, and Tornado, like, obviously it's a bit different in the game with self-imposed restrictions, but even in a normal game, Tornado just isn't that good. It's like 2 powerful hits, but super slow recovery time. Okay, that's gonna die to fire. I think I'll just cure Lulu here. Yeah, I don't know what they could have had for an extra overdrive for Auron. He's obviously got Banishing Blade and Shooting Star, which are both kind of geared towards strong single target enemies, and then he's got Dragon Fang, which is more for the multiple enemies. So I guess he's got those bases pretty well covered. Going to need to cure Lulu again anyway, so may as well just do it now. Yeah, well, I'll throw a cure on Auron as well. Not too much to say on these encounters, just more or less running back the same strategy over and over again. Guess I'll kill this since it's getting a turn next. Okay, I don't think that's going to die to a single attack from Auron. 92. Maybe it would. It's alright, I can just do this. Then have Auron and Lulu team up on the fungus. Sadly, I don't really get anything from these fights. It's not like I'm working towards another overdrive mode or something like that. I guess there's probably a couple of my characters who don't have the ally overdrive mode, which just takes, you know, being in battle a lot. So perhaps I still want that on a couple of characters who don't have it yet. But that's the only thing I can think of. Oh wow, didn't expect that to die. I guess it was a crit. Let's see. Yeah, Lancet plus an attack kills the dragon. I think I've managed to avoid having... I think I'm right in saying that I haven't had a dragon type enemy have a turn against me at any point in this challenge. Partly that's luck because I never got ambushed by one before I got the sentry weapon. But you can usually kind of piece together enough damage to finish it off, even in the the Thunder Plains where it's a bit faster than Auron. Oops. Okay, finally got this out of the way. Probably have another couple encounters, and then out to where we can pick up a chocobo and ride and pick up the next Jecht sphere. Have to pay for the chocobo this time, but it's only 1,000 gil, and we're at the point in the game where we're making way more gil than we're spending. Okay, nice, an eyeball. So I do want to go for a musk steal on this. Let's just make sure I can do it as safely as possible. I think that means just switch to Eye Strike and hit the lizard. This lizard's weaker than the one in the area we were just in, so I believe this is a guaranteed one-shot. Yeah, the eyeball gets a turn, but can't really do anything about that. This dragon isn't as scary as the later ones. It isn't just like randomly one-shot people. I'll try and put it to sleep anyway, I guess. And you know that's fine. No need to kill the dragon right away. Can start stealing. Echo screen. Nope. I'll give it another couple steals. The eyeball on its own can be annoying, but it can't really, you know, do too much to us. I'll set it up so that one spell or attack from Whacker guarantees the kill. Yeah, I don't want to bring Yuna into the party to heal. I'd rather just leave her in reserve in case someone needs to be cured from petrification. Or confusion, excuse me. Try and get one more steal here. Yeah, it doesn't matter if Lily gets KO'd, I'll just leave her. Still a second echo screen. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to bother going after the third one then. Like I said, it's a rest deal for the Musk, so that's 1 in 4. So, going to take a few of those encounters, but it's going to be easiest to do at the Luca end of the Mihen High Road. There's lots of the enemies there are easier than here, I think. Go back to Sonic Steel. Yeah. Don't think these people give me anything. Bombs. Okay. I'll just need a null blaze character to be safe. So start by taking out the Thunderflan. Don't need to do any stealing. Is that going to die to an attack? Yep. Yeah, there's Auron learning ally. I'm going to actually try and KO these bombs. I don't think I need a bomb dropped weapon for anything. If you weren't aware of this, there's a hidden bonus to damage on weapons dropped by bomb enemies. It's a little over. It's kind of equivalent to like strength plus 12%. As I said, it doesn't really make a big difference, but since I don't need to force them to self-destruct, I can just actually kill them with 3 attacks here. Just see if I get one. I want it for Auron, obviously. I mean, a 5-strike weapon with bonus attack power for, or like bonus strength effectively for Lulu is still completely useless. Guess I set that up wrong then. If I want Auron to get last hit, just defend. Yep. No, I didn't get a Fireblade. No problem. The main place that the bomb-dropped fire-strike weapon comes in handy for actual physical attackers is in challenges where you're attacking your own characters to heal with Element Eater, which comes up in challenges with no items, although not so much in those Virgo challenges with no items, because your characters still do weak damage even to themselves. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Put this lady into Chocobo. Yes. So head down this road, pick up the Jecht at the end. I got everything else the first time around. There we go.
Giant fiend that attacks chocobos.
What's he waiting for? Hey, come out and fight!
I told you this was a waste of time.
Hey, come on. It's the right thing to do. Everyone's depending on us. Besides, it's good practice.
I guess you're right. Well then?
Ha! There it is. Auron, let's get him!
Right.
Obviously this is a bit of a silly thing to wonder about, it doesn't make any difference, but watching that cutscene, thinking about how Braska and Auron and Jecht would have taken on Chocobo made me wonder about how their party was set up. I guess Braska's a spellcaster, but I have no basis for assuming that other than you've got Auron and Jecht as like melee fighters pretty much. Okay, I don't need to get anything along here. I've already picked up the secret items from the Chocobo feathers. So yeah, just head back to Luca. Every now and again there's topics that crop up on game FAQ boards and other places like that about some kind of a prequel story where you get to actually play as Braska and Auron and Jecht. I think because we basically already know what the storyline is, I don't really think it was ever seriously a consideration for making a game, but something like that would still be kind of cool, I think. Okay, so I'm going to save the sphere and then just run up and down and try and encounter some more of those eyeballs. Go for the musk steel. None here, okay. Yeah, so the nice thing about the enemies here is that, like, Auron one-shots the mole and is always faster than it, and Lulu, I guess she doesn't, no, she doesn't one-shot that, but it's fine. The enemies are just like all, you know, they're a little slower, a little less HP, just easier overall. How much HP does this have? 42. I think the only thing possibly worthwhile from these like extra encounters I'm having to fight would just be extra element resistance armor. It's very unlikely to drop. I think it's kind of a 3% drop rate or so for the elements here, and most of the time it's then the element ward rather than element proof. But I remember a challenge game in the past where I randomly got, I think it was ice proof for Riku from a random encounter. That was really nice. There's the eyeball. Alright. Start by just killing off the other stuff. Well, that's not good. Lulu confused with a weapon that has death touch. Need to do something about that. And start stealing. Should take Yuna out actually. In fact, what I can do in this area is just leave Waka with Confuse Ward on. I think the Eyeball's like attacking him, and even though he's got TKO, with Confuse Ward he's never going to get confused, so there's no issue of like hitting our own party. Still Musk, nice. Alright, I won't push my luck. He's not weak to water. No, doesn't matter. Alright, so that's one Musk. I think I need... Let's check my list here. Maybe need 3 or 4. Yeah, so 2 Musks for mixing Hyper Null All. Ether plus Musk for Freedom X. Only 3, okay. Yeah, I think Freedom X is the mix that gives 0 MP consumption to all characters. I kind of doubt that would be useful. Maybe there's a scenario where having... it'd be having Lulu and Yuna not have to spend any MP throughout the whole fight. Can't quite imagine a boss fight where that matters, but I'll give myself the option anyway, I guess. Nice, another eyeball. Go for Whacker on the wolf. That's 2 Echo Screens in a row. I think I'll just KO this one. I'm not exactly sure whether it's best to go for 2 or 3 steals. The trouble is, the chance of getting the 3rd steal to land at all is 1 in 4, and it's another 1 in 4 for the rare steals, so at that point it just seems like, you know, finish the eyeball and get into another fight, right? That's a bomb. I guess that's another try for Fireblade. Don't need to steal. Actually, Auron can just finish this. Start stealing. Go screen again. And another one. Alright. Just making sure I last hit this with Auron to have the highest chance of a weapon drop for him. Although Fire Ward and Armor Drop would be fine too, actually. Don't have that one yet. There's maybe some way I could be trying to charge up or start learning Sufferer Overdrive for characters in these random encounters. I guess I hadn't really seriously considered that, but I think the best way to do that is with like Dark Attack from Whacker, but gets a little awkward when he has the TKO equipped. So I'll just leave it. Switch in Whacker because he has Confused Word. Auron actually doesn't have Confused Word. But him getting confused doesn't really matter. Musk, nice. Alright, 2 out of 3. Just need the one more. I really don't know the best setup to learn Sufferer. I think if I had SOS Regen Armor, which I am going to try and get, although possibly not for specific characters, I'll just see what drops first kind of thing. But if I had that for Riku, for instance, the regen ticks actually heal her more than the poison would hurt her. So if I inflict poison on her in a battle against a kind of harmless enemy, and just have her with SOS Regen equipped, she'll just constantly heal and heal and heal and learn Sufferer that way. But you can't quite get everything to line up so well for the other characters. There's always the magic urn for as a great fight where the enemy just sits there and does literally nothing until you do something to it for learning these overdrive modes. Serene Bracer. I guess the question is whether I could want any of these modes before then. That's another Berserk Ward. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's a really rare drop from the mole enemy. I was thinking that would be Confuse Ward. Just check if I have Confused Ward on anyone else. I have it on Yuna. Okay, I'll switch to... Yeah, I'll bring in Yuna and Whacker to be the front line against the next eyeball, since they're immune to its confusion. Just try and kill this with Stone Touch and... Yep. Alright, here's a different encounter with an eyeball. No, I guess I want to leave Whacker in. One of my neighbours is doing some vacuuming. Hopefully it isn't too loud in the background. It's not like I'm saying anything super important right now anyway. I think I'll try and get the third mask and then take a break from streaming for a bit. Come back this afternoon. I've been liking streaming twice a day for about 2 hours each, starting around 10 AM in the morning and 2 PM in the evening, Eastern and US time. Works out pretty well. I think going for more than 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I get a little fatigued, like start making mistakes or talking even more nonsense than usual. So 2 hours is a pretty good time limit. Okay, this guy does not look like he wants to drop his mask. I suppose we'll give him another shot. No. I think I'll just mute my mic for a couple minutes till that vacuuming stops. Alright, I think the vacuum is finished, so switch the mic back on. Keep trying for these fire blades from the bombs, but no luck yet. I think it's maybe 25% drop chance or something on the bomb enemies, so definitely better than lots of the other fiends, but still not super likely. No. Looks like this one just wants to go with echo screens. And really likes hitting Riku for some reason. Yeah, that's 3 echo screens, call it a day I think. Just need one more musk. And we move on. That's 2 echo screens stolen. I guess I'll go for the 3rd steal on this one. Nope. Something just occurred to me, which is that I did get a Hypella potion as a steal from something. I'm just going to check one of the mix lists real quick in case I can substitute Hypella potion for Musk. So let's see, so Hypernull all. Yes, it needs spring, one of the spring items, or Soul Spring plus Musk, that's no good. Purifying Salt, that's no good. Salt and Musk, no good. Oh, I can! Oh, I should have checked this sooner. So Musk plus Hypella Potion gives Hypernull all, as well as Musk plus Musk. Okay, so that means I just need 2 musks, right? One for Freedom X, and then... yeah, okay. Feeling a little dumb that I'd not checked that, since Hypella Potion's kind of a equivalent item to Musk or whatever, but not to worry, I still did need 2 of them, so I've got those now. Okay, that's going to do it for this stream, I think. I'm going to be back on in about 2 hours. I'll take a break, have some lunch, and then this afternoon I'll finish backtracking to Besaid and get on with collecting other bits and pieces I need before progressing the story. Thanks for watching. I see there's been a couple of people in here basically all morning, which I definitely appreciate. I think I've had some issues with my chat window not loading properly. I don't know a great way to get around that. It just like keeps resetting in the stream manager on Twitch. I could try having my own stream up on like my laptop and just stay logged into the chat that way maybe, but sorry if I did miss any messages, it wasn't intentional. I'm going to assume, although I don't know this for sure, that most people would watch streams on mobile. I don't personally do that. Like, most of the times I watch streams is from just my like second monitor or whatever. So if there's anything I could like slightly change up about the stream layouts that would be better for watching on mobile, then feel free to let me know. I don't want to do anything like make the font bigger for the challenge restrictions because it would take up too much of the screen. I guess if there was other important information I like someone suggested to write on the screen somewhere else, I could consider that. So yeah, like I say, if you have thoughts on that or suggestions for those sorts of improvements, just let me know. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back in a couple hours. See ya.